From the outside, this is the best year Dave's roofing company has ever had. Crews booked solid, trucks rolling out of the yard before sunrise, new jobs getting signed every single week, revenue up 30% over last year, and next Friday, he might not be able to make payroll.
How does that happen? How can a company with this much work, this much demand, this much revenue suddenly be out of cash? It's one of the most common ways contractors go under. And the painful part is, almost none of them see it coming. Not because they're careless, but because they're watching the wrong numbers. So let's fix that.
Every contractor lives by 3 numbers, but most only trust 2 of them. Revenue is what you bill. Profit is what's left after costs, on paper. And cash is what's actually in your bank account on the day you need it. Here's the line that matters. Revenue is a promise, profit is an opinion, and cash is a fact. You can grow revenue, show a healthy profit, and still have an empty account. Because in this business, the money you earn and the money you can actually spend almost never arrive at the same time.
Here's the trap, and it's built into how construction works. Walk through the order of a job. You win the work. Then you spend on materials, labor, equipment, fuel for days or weeks. You finish. You send the invoice. And then you wait. 30 days, 45, 60, sometimes longer. You paid for that entire job before a single dollar came back through the door. That gap between the money going out and the money coming in is where good contractors quietly get into trouble. Start with payroll, because payroll does not wait. Your crews get paid every week or every 2 weeks, no exceptions. Say a roofing crew costs you $30,000 a week. That's $120,000 a month walking out the door, long before your customer pays. And it isn't just wages. The taxes, the workers' comp, the benefits on top can add another 20 or 30% you have to fund the very same day. Payroll is the one bill you can never delay. Miss it once, and your best people are gone by Monday. Then there's materials. On most jobs, you're buying shingles, lumber, pipe, wire, or concrete up front, often the whole order before the work even starts. Your supplier wants to be paid in 30 days. Your customer might not pay you for 60. On a large commercial job, that material bill can hit 6 figures before the customer has sent you a dime. Think about what that really means. You are financing the job. You're lending your customer the money to build their own project, and you're not charging a cent of interest for it. And the fixed costs never pause to wait for you. Equipment payments hit every month, whether the machine is running or sitting in the yard. Fuel for a fleet of trucks can run thousands of dollars a week. Insurance, general liability, workers' comp, the vehicles comes due right on schedule, rain or shine. None of it cares whether your customers have paid you yet. Then come the ones that blindside people. Payroll taxes, sales tax, quarterly estimates that land exactly when you're already stretched thin. A truck blows a transmission. A crew sits idle for a week because the client isn't ready for them. A supplier raises prices in the middle of a project you already bid. Every one of these drains cash, and not one of them was sitting in your original estimate.
Let me put real timing on it. It's the first of the month, and you start 3 new jobs. In week 1, you buy $40,000 in materials. Every Friday, you run payroll. By the end of the month, you've spent $180,000 in cash. Then you finish the work, you send the invoices, and you wait. The customers pay on their own terms, so the money doesn't start landing until week 8, week 9, week 10. For 2 full months, you financed every bit of it out of your own pocket. And that's if everyone pays on time, which, as you know, they rarely do. That's not a broken business. That's just how construction works.
Now, here's the part almost nobody expects. Growth makes all of it worse. Follow the logic. Every new job means more materials to buy, more payroll to carry, more cash going out before anything comes back in. So the more jobs you win, the wider that gap gets. And it feels like winning. The pipeline's full, the team's slammed, every sign says you're crushing it. Meanwhile, the bank balance is quietly sliding the wrong way. That's the cruel twist. Growth doesn't solve a cash problem. Growth speeds it up.
This is exactly why you can finish a job that's profitable on paper and still be broke in real life. Say a job clears $40,000 in profit. Great, but the customer is holding 10% retainage for 90 days. Half of what's left is tied up in a dispute over a change order, and you've already spent the rest buying materials for the next 3 jobs. The profit is completely real. The cash, though? The cash just isn't there yet. Profit you can see on a report. Cash is the part that keeps the doors open.
So the real question was never whether you're profitable. It's whether you can see the squeeze coming before it lands on top of you. And the good news is, it almost always sends warning signs first. Most owners just miss them because they blend right into a busy season. Here are the ones worth watching. Warning sign 1. You're using new deposits to pay old bills. When the deposit from this week's job is what covers last month's expenses, you're not really growing. You're running a cycle that only holds together as long as the next job shows up on time. Warning sign 2. Your line of credit never gets back to zero. A credit line is supposed to be a bridge you cross and come back from, not a place you live. If the balance only ever climbs, that's not a tool anymore. That's a slow leak with interest attached. Warning sign 3. You can't tell me what's in your bank account without logging in to look. If you can't ballpark your cash within a few $1,000s at any given moment, you're flying blind. Warning sign 4. Your receivables keep aging out. When they'll pay next week quietly turns into 45, 60, 90 days past due, that stopped being your customer's cash flow problem. It became yours.
And here's the warning sign that ties all the others together. Your profit and your bank account are telling 2 completely different stories. Your accountant says you made good money this quarter. Your bank balance says you're scraping to cover Friday. When those 2 numbers stop agreeing, believe the bank account. A profit report can be a month behind reality. Your cash never is. The day you start trusting the money actually in the bank over the number on the statement is the day you finally take control of this business. So what should you actually be watching? 4 things. Your cash position, the real money in the bank, updated every week, not a number you're guessing at. Your receivables aging, exactly who owes you and how late they are. Your backlog measured against your cash, because more assigned work means you need more cash up front, not less. And a simple reserve, enough set aside to cover a few weeks of payroll, for when, not if, a big payment lands late. And if you want the one habit that changes everything, map out the cash you expect coming in and going out for the next 13 weeks. It doesn't need to be fancy. A single sheet that shows you the squeeze 3 weeks before it arrives is worth more than any profit report you'll ever run. Running out of cash is rarely about not having enough work. It's about the gap between when you pay and when you get paid, and not watching that gap closely enough. The contractors who make it aren't always the biggest ones on the block. They're the ones who know exactly where their cash is every single week. So watch the gap. It will always tell you what's coming, long before your bank account does. If this helped, subscribe to Contractor Growth Lab. Every week, we break down the real money decisions behind building a stronger trade business. We'll see you in the next one.